Welcome back. Egypt is a very rich country with its nature, with its weather, with its resorts, with being a Mediterranean country, also looking on the Red Sea. I mean, when it comes to nature, when it comes to enjoying the beautiful nature, whether in the deserts and safari or in the beaches on the Mediterranean or the Red Sea, Egypt is such a tourism destination. And when it comes to Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh, Dahab, Nuweiba, those are of the most beautiful places ever. Recently, Sharm el-Sheikh was awarded Best Sustainable Tourist City in a competition with the other Arab cities. And the statements were released on Friday by South Sinai Governor Khalid Fouda. Well, to shed more light on the choice of the award, of the competition in itself, and the most important elements behind the choice or this award, we are very much delighted to have with us by phone Mr. Yehya Abdul Qader, our tourism counselor. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you?
Well, of course, when it comes to Sharm el-Sheikh, we are speaking about one of the most beautiful sea resorts worldwide. But the word sustainable or sustainability, when it comes in the context, it means a lot or it's an added value. If you please, I want you to elaborate on that.
Well, really, we are so fortunate because last Friday, the Arab Travel Media Association, they presented an award to Governor Khalid Fouda of Southern Sinai, that Sharm el-Sheikh is regarded and recognized as sustainable results of the year in the Arab world, selection of picked and selected resorts. So this is a great honor, and this is not the only award that we got last week because the Live.com competition for, World Resort that was held in Malta, Sharm el-Sheikh won a bronze medal, coming third after Portugal and Denmark. So this is, another great citation for Sharm el-Sheikh in 1 week, being sustainable and being, the most recognized resort over 25 resorts worldwide.
What's special about Sharm el-Sheikh, Mr. Abdul Qader?
Well, its attractions, its facilities, that it presents, it has a diverse combination of attractions. It has a first-class museum that houses a great collection of antiquities, since early Pharaonic times. And then it is a recognized beach resort destination, offering diversity in aquatics and diving and cruise ships itineraries, as well as visitors, from international regions worldwide. They enjoy the safari tours. It has first-class lodging accommodations as well, plus, entertainment during the day and in the evening as well.
Yeah. And after hosting COP27 last November, I think this was a big added value, and all those participants who came from all over the world to participate in this important climate summit, I think they all returned to their countries with unforgettable moments and being ambassadors for Sharm el-Sheikh as a wonderful tourism destination or a hub for all those who are seeking to have a wonderful calm holiday. True, and if you please elaborate on that and what to do to build on what we have achieved during this period.
Well, this is quite true because since the early 90s, over 3 decades ago, Sharm el-Sheikh has been recognized as a world venue for international events, conferences and exhibitions, political summits for world leaders, and as you already mentioned, the COP27 World Conference, we had over 20,000 attendants, and it went very smooth, and it was the conclusions and outcome resolution was very favorable for the whole world to protect the environment and our planet. So that, I remember earlier to that, we used to have the World Youth Forum, where thousands of young men and women from international backgrounds, they come and spend like a week, to get an outlook for the upcoming, events and futuristic outlook for our planet as well. So it has been recognized as an international hub and venue for meetings, events, and world travelers year-round as well.
Mr. Abdul, also it was announced that in only 6 months we succeeded in finishing about 20 projects to turn Sharm into a city free of pollution. Do we need more propaganda to say that it's a marketing issue? Do we need that? And if yes, via social media, via the travel agencies, what?
Well, really, the Ministry of Environment, like an association with Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, with the Governor of Southern Sinai, they have been working tirelessly to protect the environment. So it's been labeled long time ago as an eco-friendly and environmental friendly, as well as it's sustainable. That means it protects its assets, natural one and man-made one, and like it is free, and its climate, like its water, its beaches, its aquatic life. It has been highly maintained by World Association. That's why it has like heavy demand for world travelers, that they favor it, further other, like Mediterranean resorts regionally and worldwide.
I'm asking these questions about Sharm el-Sheikh because I think Sharm is already very much, Sharm el-Sheikh, Hurghada, and all our resorts on the Red Sea, by the way. We are very much famous for the scuba diving, for our coral reefs and the wonderful world under our sea, for our hospitality, everything. But do we need to promote more Sharm as a tourism hub for conferences tourism, for sports tourism, for health tourism, for, as we said before, our beaches and entertainment in general? What?
Really, like promotion, like advertising and publicity is an ongoing, venture, like an enterprise. It's non-stop because world resorts, like worldwide, like in North America, in Europe, in Asia, and Africa, the Hollywood, keep on promoting its attractions, like as the one we have on the Red Sea, and now it's the summertime, and lots of Egyptians and visitors, like regionally from the GCC countries, from Europe, they will be coming to spend the summer vacations in Alamein, Marsa Matruh, and Alexandria. So we are blessed, like with great beaches, and shortly we're going to have Eid al-Adha, and many, visitors as well. They come to spend their vacations in Egypt. So,
Mr. Abdul, His Excellency, Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, announced earlier that in the first 5 months, Egypt received nearly 7 million tourists. And he also said that we are expecting that by the end of the year, this number is going to be doubled. We are going to reach 14 or even 15 million tourists. And those statistics or those numbers, of course, they are great, but should I consider them as only a start for what we do really deserve as a tourism hub?
Definitely yes, because, His Excellency mentioned that, and he listed that by the end of the year, inshallah, will be exceeding 50 million visitors, and we expect that. To create more demand for international and regional travel to Egypt, we need more facilities and capacity. For example, to exceed more than 50 million, we need an extra 500,000 hotel rooms nationwide. Egypt has 31 international airports. These figure need to be doubled at least. Look at other competitive countries. In the GCC, Turkey, Morocco, Tunisia, Jordan. In our MENA, Middle East and North African region. So we need to build on more capacity so we can accommodate.
Let me put my question in other words, sir. As far as I know, and would you please correct me if I'm wrong, that our peak season, it's going to start in the winter, starting from September, for example, till we reach the Christmas. But when we know that in the very first 5 months of the year we reach this then we should be expecting more only with hard work and with good marketing and with having this excellent management of the whole story to boost our tourism sector. If you want to elaborate on that.
Yes, definitely yes, because now the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities are working on, like to upgrade, like current museums we have, open new ones, and inshallah by the end of the year, the Grand Egyptian Museum will open its gates, and will generate at least 10 to 15% more visitors to Egypt because the whole world has been lining up for this iconic event. In addition to this, we need to have more, like room capacity. Now everybody talks about Egypt as having an excellent network for transportation, as you have seen, like our high roads, we have 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 lanes connecting the whole country. So this is a great contribution to the travel industry. So we need more, rooms, like on the ground and on the sky, more airports, more airlines and hotel rooms. And Egypt is reputable for its excellent human resources, great diversity of Egyptians working in
This
Egypt.
was my common question. What do we need more? Is it the number of rooms? Is it to train more and more human cadres to be able to receive all our guests? What?
Yes, actually we need more rooms, and then we have like a diversity, in the whole world they don't develop only 5-star hotels and 4-star hotels. We need to develop the 3, 4, 5 and luxury brands as well, because travelers, they come from a diverse background. And our hotel, trainees and staff, they may be proficient in 1 or 2 languages. They need to work harder and get more skills. Now countries in the Mediterranean, like Italy, they're looking forward to hire Egyptian, young men and women to work over there. Germany as well. So we need to send them to language institutes, plus the technical expertise that they get from, training in the first-class hotels and in the classrooms as well, so they are capable to compete on a regional and international scale.
And to add to what you have just said, sir, opening new markets in other zones, in other regions, in other places of the world, in other continents, I think this is going to be another added value. When it comes to China, for example, to India, to South Asia in general, this is going to be such a big addition or such an added value to our tourism, because of course we do have our position in Europe, but in Latin America, for example, in China, in such places, we need to exert more efforts. True?
This is definitely correct. Our national carrier, Egypt Air, is doing an excellent job with having 100 destinations worldwide. But I had a friend who, landed from Australia last week, and he complained because there was a direct line between Sydney and Cairo, and this has been interrupted. So now he has to take international lines, and we have a great community of Egyptians living in Australia, so we don't have a direct line. Egypt Air need to add this. Again, we have a great community in Montreal in Canada, in Quebec area. They suspended this line as well. So Egypt Air having a diversity of subsidiaries, and charter flights, but we need to work on the main market, like Australia, where we have a great Egyptian community, like in Canada, and then consider further destinations like Central America and Latin America as well.
Sir, when we spoke about charm and Sharm el-Sheikh and about our Red Sea resorts, it goes without saying that the really very attractive resorts or tourism hubs. But if you permit me to add to this, that our tourism map in general is really changing, adding to it wonderful events or stories to be told about. For example, the St. Catherine mega project of التجلي الأعظم, or adding to this the latest discoveries, last but not least the one in Saqqara with the 2 workshops of mummification and with inviting many of our foreign dignitaries to come themselves and to share in the big moments. We do have a lot of events or a lot of efforts exerted on the ground to add value to our tourism sector. How do you evaluate these efforts and these activities on the ground?
Well, really, most ministries, currently are working hard to support the Ministry of Tourism Antiquities because, this is, a whole productive region for Egypt and, it enriches and feeds other activities. Remember, there's about over 100 industries associated with the travel industry. Transportation, agriculture, construction, whatever, media, advertising, promotion. So that's why we've been working hard to diversify our products, and services. We have the Oasis, we have Siwa, we have Northern Sinai as well. So we've been doing a great job, and especially the events that we have, in the Grand Egyptian Museum, the Al-Fustat Museum for Civilization, in the vicinity, the concert we hold, next to the pyramids, Necropolis Plateau, Giza Plateau. So the role the Ministry of Culture is doing with the opera and concerts, so all these factors, add, enrich our product and diversity and medical tourism in Egypt. Now we have excellent medical centers in Cairo, Alexandria, Mansoura, Tanta. So this is a great attraction, plus education as well. We have, thousands of foreign, students studying in our government and the private schools and colleges. So this is really a great promotion for Egypt. We need this to promote our assets and resources.
Since you mentioned medical tourism, Mr. Abdul, the African health was discussed here in Egypt only a few days ago in a very important big event in a conference held particularly to discuss this, and it was mentioned more than once in many of the speeches of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi during his latest African tour, which took him to Angola, Zambia, and Mozambique. And this is to say to what extent we are very much care, we do much care, or having this kind of full coordination and cooperation with our African allies is one of the top priorities on the agenda of the political leadership. How do you see boosting tourism between Egypt and the African states in general in all domains, and as you've kindly mentioned, particularly in the medical tourism sector?
Yes, definitely. This is a great opportunity because a long time ago, Egypt regularly used to send, medical missions to African, countries, over 53 countries in Africa, and they have a great reputation, all over Africa. And Egypt is extending more to the pharmaceutical industries, and we export, medical services, to most African countries as well. So Egypt has a great reputation as a source of medical service and, the drugs and pharmaceuticals that we export to Africa. And with the visit of President Fattah al-Sisi throughout the COMESA, conference with the African leaders, there's going to be greater cooperation between us and the rest of the African nations that we cherish our relationship with them.
Mr. Yehya Abdul, our tourism counselor, thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good day. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned only on Nile TV International.